So those of you who didn't see that one video I put out showing what consoles I have and that I game on, well, obviously those consoles have controllers. Now, I primarily use, pull it out here, this Razer Wolverine Ultimate. These can pop off. Also, these aren't the original thumbstick grips. I use this, I've had this for years now. I used it so much that I wore the grips off completely and had to get these ones, which was from this hang on, I have the box here. This give me 1 second. Actually, take this off so you can see it better. This Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater one. So it had these two, which are the lowest ones. These somewhat higher. So I'd say that's like mid-range, and then these ones. And then obviously it came with this dog tag, which can't really see it really very well, but it has basically just the name and shit on it. Anyway, I primarily used this one. So like I said, these can come off. This is also interchangeable. It's magnetic. They all have their own individual buttons. The other one that came with it was like a full directional pad, so not the separate ones. Obviously has the usual shoulder buttons and the triggers. It's also got these ones, which it's got these bottom triggers, which they're programmable. Obviously, these little switches on the back of them make it so that goes down farther. You got your usual control stuff, headphone jack, all that stuff. This bit here lights up, indicating it's got power. So there's that. There's other controllers that I use, like you've got your generic Switch controller, which these things are actually, I love them. Your Switch 2 controllers, mind you, I have two of these, one of which, each of them I usually take to a friend of mine who I'm going to call Sacred, whenever we play on his Switch or another friend's PC playing games, because the Switch 1 controller, you can connect it. Obviously, the Switch 2, I have two of these basic ones, and then the third, which was the Resident Evil Requiem one. You know, GameCube controller, which, yes, this is a legit one. This is the one that came with Smash Ultimate. Or not Ultimate, Wii U Smash. I need to check these headphones. They're falling apart. Bad. Yeah. You got your PS2 controllers, which I need to get a new one. This one's got something broke off in it. The obvious Wii nunchuck, which I also need to get a new one because this one has connection issues. It stopped working after a while. Your obvious Wii remotes. This is the one that came with the Skyward Sword 25th anniversary bundle. I obviously have two basic Wii remotes. Your N64 controllers. I need to get one new one because this one's, the joystick's kind of busted on it. Your NES controllers, which these go with my miniature SNES and NES ones. Just your Switch Joy-Con holder. Hang on. Your SNES controllers. And you've got obviously your Switch 2 Joy-Cons. And then your Switch 1 Joy-Cons, which I have 3 different pairs. This is all the set. The basic colored ones, these ones have drift, and then the Splatoon 3 special ones. And then obviously just the MetaQuest. I guess keyboards can be considered a controller. You've obviously got the Wii U gamepad. A 3DS can technically be considered a controller because the Wii U Smash, you could use your 3DS as an adapter so you could play on that as a controller. But I've wanted to get something different than just having an Xbox controller. Doing some research, found out that the PS5 controller is a pretty good one for PC. Obviously it's DuelsSence. Yes, it does work with PC, Mac, obviously the PlayStation, mobile. It's got haptic feedback, which is something my headphones have. Adaptive triggers. So basically when you're holding the trigger, say you're playing, I don't know, The Last of Us. Use that as an example. When you're using, say, a weapon that rapid fires, the trigger, I'm pretty sure, I guess, jumps as you're pressing it. From what I've seen clips. And then if you got a, I guess, shotgun, it takes a bit of force to push this down, which also basically gives it a kick, which is interesting. But yeah, I've been looking to get, new controllers. Also, yes, I am aware there's black stuff inside there. That's unfortunately from the stuff on this deteriorating over the years. I gotta get rid of some of my older headphones. But one thing I found stupid, obviously controllers are getting fucking expensive. Like, getting Joy-Cons is $100. Pro controllers for the Switch 2 cost you like $120 total. Like, so they're $109, I think, but they, because of shit, I forget what the tax thing is called. Eco-tax. Or not eco-tax, eco-fee. So basically, any electronic device, if it breaks, well, obviously you need to, you know, recycle it at a place that accepts old electronics. Which, well, there's a fee for that. So I am going to put this down like that while I carefully and safely open that. They had a few different colorations of this. They had, ooh, that's got a nice fucking, holy shit, that's a nice feeling to it. Even the triggers feel nice. That, like, it's not super, like, tight or stiff when pressing it. It's actually got a nice cushion to it. It'll take some bit to get used to using the Joy-Con, or the fucking Joy-Cons, control sticks like this, because I don't really play on my PlayStation that often. Also, I don't have a PS5. Just for the record, even if I at some point decide to get one, it ain't gonna be for a long while, because getting one here in Canada costs you basically $1,000. Anyways, ooh, that's problematic. I wonder if I can use... I'm just thinking, because obviously they're not going to include a charging cable for it like they would with a a Pro controller. Oh, the other controller that I have. Obviously, this is just another Switch one, which I never use this. It has drift. Covered in dust. The Wii U Pro controller. The lifespan on this thing is ridiculous. I kid you not, that shit lasts like months. So I assume I probably have a cable somewhere that I can. No, can't use that one. Probably maybe use that to charge it temporarily. Actually, let's see. What fit? Yes. Okay. So basically, this is the charging cable for not those Razer headphones. Those ones. I can just use that temporarily to charge this thing if I absolutely have to, until I can get the proper adapter for it. Yeah. So at some point I might try to show off the how the triggers work. I will say, if you're getting controllers specifically from like Sony, Microsoft, or whatever, Sony actually has it where, you know, actually I don't even know if they have like ones that are wired like this anymore, that they do, but they actually have it where it's rechargeable. Ow. That's stuck through if I don't want to. Xbox, on the other hand, at least from what I know of, Microsoft is still doing batteries. But since this is a Razer brand one, it's powered by a cord. I think Razer has a wireless version of this. I could be wrong. But, yeah. So that's gonna be fun to mess around with when I can and whatnot.